Should you feel sad and get the blues, you don't get mad and shoot the Jews. You don't do that. And that's a little song I'm working on. I know Joe Brandenburg, I actually began to write it for him, but he never saw it. So apparently he's petered out. As you might say, and there's a little bit of a joke in there that some people will get. And that's the important thing. As long as you get it to whatever degree. I hadn't mentioned, I know I put out a short video about what I hadn't said about organizing things worldwide, needing, thank you, ma'am, carry on, good job, love ya. Yeah, admirals, generals, corporals, lieutenants, and sergeants that have a patriotic aspect to their nature and would actually like to achieve something before they hit the grave. And what achievement? I mean, like I had mentioned prior, I was going to go fishing until our COC decided to, CAC, Commander-in-Chief, not the other one, CAC, whoops, and he had signed over presidential power to FEMA, and I, with my number of exams and training, am obligated to serve the people to the best of my ability to mitigate emergencies that I see fit and aid and assist our people. Now, it's not like I'm going to go, well, he's a police officer, I'm not going to help him. No. I was just talking to a sheriff this morning about the details of my activities, and yes, he's like, yes, sir, thank you for your service, and I wish I could do more like you're doing right now. And he was a great guy. And a sheriff, local sheriff of a county in Minnesota. So there are, it's not about us versus them. It's really not. And it seems to be like, oh yeah, it's us versus them. If they got a uniform on, they're Nazis and such and so forth. No, I don't subscribe to the attitudes of man on almost a religious foundation because of the fact of the deceptions that I have discovered just in the past few years. And now I'm pulling into my central ops in this location of Minnesota at this point, which will be diversified and shadowed as I see fit. As mentioned, my certification supersedes any state officer in the United States, and ipso facto, got to do what I got to do, and I'm doing it for the American people. I signed up and I trained in order to mitigate emergencies to assist our people, not our government. And if I see signs of tyranny or tyrannical details, I'm obligated to do something about it. Not to spread anarchy. It's about spreading knowledge. And knowledge is only power if you apply it, if action is involved. And so I know the information that I've given in past videos, if you go back and look at the ones about the Queen, about Universal Contract Code, about the details of the overall society that we've been essentially brainwashed to believe this is this way and this is that way. Let me give you an example. The movie Eagle Eye has artificial intelligence. I may have mentioned this in a past video. I've been deleting them just for the sake of intelligence, to do things right and to keep things proper for my work that needs to be done. But to get back to the point, artificial intelligence. It proves to you every day. Take your phone, push the microphone button, and say, I'll be there on Tuesday with some chips and a can of Coke. Right? And then look at what it prints out. Now, you're going to tell me that's artificial intelligence? Intelligence. Really? Ha! Man, you're being lied to, you're being deceived. Don't give it the power it doesn't really have. It doesn't have that power. You're giving it the power. I'm afraid of this, afraid of that. So realize that this ruse, this delusion, this illusion of intelligence is a fraud. You think computers can calculate things so much quicker than I? No, they can't. You know what the how do you say? I wanted to say what the Creator, what God gave you as far as a calculating thing. Well, you go, I'm an atheist. Well, I don't care. You think a lot faster than a computer ever will. Ever. And you have a more sensitive nature. You can look at somebody and have the sensitivity to make proper calculations about the person. Now, assumptions are different. People make a lot of assumptions, and well, of course, it's called profiling. They profile me immediately upon looking at me. People just profile me, which works really good. You got to use that. You got to play it, and you got to use the technology, or maybe I should say lack of technology. It should be called artificial stupidity. Almost every time, I try to, just had breakfast. And that's how you regurgitate. Openly belching is just vile, rude, and it's just insensitive. And so, anyway, artificial stupidity is what it actually is. So realize what it is. Don't give it as much credit as you think. And you go like, well, I'm letting my guard down. You're making, putting me in a dangerous situation. Yeah, bite me. I'm in the most dangerous situation that a man can get in relatively, and I'm telling you about it so that your knowledge can give you power, but only with action. You have to be able to play the power and do something with the power. So let's do that. And as I mentioned, I never said things like organizing generals, admirals, corporals, lieutenants. I never mentioned that prior, except for in a video that I deleted, or 2 or 3. And I need to do things in a precarious way, in a fashion of comedic form. I mentioned in one video that I needed a haircut, and I still do. I just hack it off with the scissors. Pretty nice job, huh? Here. You can't see my hair. There, you happy? Take off that stupid hat. I told you not to wear that stupid hat. Kill Bill, by the way. So, right. So now, with this knowledge that you have, what are you going to do? Well, you still need to err on the side of caution. And I often will be talking to somebody about patriotism and setting up and joining them, local militia, and talking to people about, would you stand up against tyranny or would you lie down? And a lot of people, not a lot, a couple, have said, well, no, I couldn't stand up because I'd just get shot. Like the woman that opened her salon. If all of the women who had salons had opened their salon on the same day at the same time, then what would have happened? I don't think they got enough enforcement officers to handle that kind of a situation, and that's just the women that cut hair. Right, guys? I'm not much of a barber, but I am a hell of a talker, and I'm going to continue this on until the end of my life. Hopefully this will all be taken care of before then, but man, this is a massive concept that if you get a worldwide organization together, it's going to take true patriots, not patriots for their countries, because that's just shooting each other. I mean, we've been brainwashed that patriotism is shooting the other guy. Well, I need to go on a worldwide scale here, and then there's the argument of the religious factor. Well, some countries, they start, depending on their culture, and we even used to be the same way. As soon as you start menstruating, you're marriable, and as soon as you start, having reactions as a man, you're a man then, and they have that right to form their culture the way that they deem fit. However, if we have ignorance and we ignore the ignorance, semantics, then we're sort of allowing the dissension of our people. And our people, I'm not talking about this, our people. How about Canadians? How about Mexicans? I've been talking to Mexican people too. And I'm like, do you guys have militia? Sí, senor. We have militia. Well, okay, that's a start. So, where am I going? Yeah, I'm going to a central location where I can begin planting the seeds, not of dissension, but of regeneration. And it's better to be prepared. It's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Like an umbrella, for instance. We don't carry around umbrellas. The process of mitigation is to handle something before it happens. Well, we haven't done that. Why haven't we done that? I can't wait till it's too late to do something. And so today, I would like to mention my cousin. I've said this in the past one. You may have seen it, but only, 8 or 9 people watched that last one. And a friend of mine, or cousin of mine actually, was drilling water wells for the Mennonites. And he says, you people don't believe in violence, do you? And they said, no, we will just love you to death. All right, like, comment, and subscribe. I will tell more jokes without being condescending to people. I'm not really big on condescension jokes, even though I have learned so many throughout my life that, we have been brainwashed in so many ways that, first of all, we need to understand that. Secondly, we need to look at the fact that each one of us can consider something without believing that thing. So consider all sides and also what's going to benefit the crown. There's only one nation with a crown, and isn't this called the crown virus? Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, it is. Corona. Crown. It couldn't be. Really? You can't consider it without believing it? Consider all the details. These are serious times, and I giggle and joke around, but I'm not making light of the situation, not one bit. But if I get too serious and I get too detailed, then I won't be able to finish my job, which is a massive undertaking. And I don't ask for your appreciation. I don't ask for your donations. Do I? No, never. And there isn't even a link to pay me for this. And I'm just letting you know, this ain't for my benefit, gang. I'm out here for you. And appreciate it or not, I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop. I can't let this happen. I can't let our people be slaughtered anymore. And if you can, oh well. I'm going to do my job to the best of my ability, according to my oath, to serve the people. The people. So, like, comment, and subscribe, especially if you want to keep posted on the details as the situation progresses more and more. And you'll know what's going on. Well, from my aspect anyway. Now I'm heading out within the next 70 hours, 70 to 120, because I'm waiting on the Spain. Queen of Spain to get back to me, because I just adopted the name of Christopher Columbus. Ooh, well, that's a metaphor. No, I'm not going to go out and slaughter a bunch of people or say that I landed on Cuba and say that I've discovered America. And Tartaria is more like it. We should go back to Tartarian. The Tartarian Empire. A unified world. Think about it. Cop shows up at your door, knocks on the door. Sir, can I assist you in any way? Yeah, my dog just shit in the kitchen and my hip is out and I haven't been able to mow the lawn in 2 weeks. And the guy turns and goes, Johnson, Benson, get in there and clean up that dog shit and disinfect that kitchen. Joey, give that man $500 so he can buy some groceries. Hildy, get out there and mow that lawn. That's what the police should be doing. Serving the American people. What would it be like if gas were all free, right? You'd still be spending your money in commerce in different areas, getting nicer things, getting a better lawnmower, getting a nicer whatever. And we still serve our nation, but our nation would be a unified world. That would be a nice thing, and curiously possible, especially with the military doing the same thing around the world. What can we do to help and assist, aid and assist? And it boils down to positive, negative. Boils down to creative or destructive. You're going to be positive or negative? You're going to be creative or destructive? It's not my choice. It's my comments. It's my observation. So if I see something, I'm not judging it. I'm observing it. And I'm giving you what my observations are. And hopefully that will give you some clue for the knowledge that you're able to use to do what you can do. I'm not looking for people to hop up and go whack job. This needs to be a controlled, intelligent, and vast. Bit by bit. It's a huge puzzle. You can't just put it together like, bam, it's done. So, admirals, generals, corporals, and sergeants, I never said for you to contact your people in Mexico, China, Japan, and Russia, and Spain, and England. I never asked you to do that. Will I? Thanks for playing, and look forward to talking to you soon. Don't forget to say hi and thanks, or get thanks, and have a nice day. Thanks for playing.